cigarette butts. People out here are dirty. Hey, what's up? My name's Ira Cross, and this is First Mic, where we talk to comics about their first time on stage. Today, we got Allison McBane. It was cold last one. It's cold this one, too. It's just Ohio out here. Like you just heard me say, I don't even know what my message was because we haven't recorded it as of this very moment. We have the amazing Allison McBane. Woo!
Hi.
So we're just going to dive right into it. Allison, tell me what got you interested, feeling, loving, wanting to be in comedy.
I think I grew up watching SNL, being obsessed with Robin Williams, trying to imitate literally everything he ever did. So I'm singing the now inappropriate beginning song to Aladdin, like full accent,
Yes.
full voice, with a bowl cut. So that was always like just being an entertainer, making my friends laugh, doing impersonations of my teachers, that kind of thing. Like I would just pick up on things and then roll with it, and then would be up in our, playroom with my sister and her friends, making them all laugh. And she was older, so I was like, okay, and it just was so fun. It was like the best. And then, truth be told, I was in a marriage for a very long time, and when that ended, I was like, I read a bunch of books, and I was like, you were in a 13-year marriage and you didn't even know you were being abused. Ooh. That's hilarious.
Yes.
And that's how I knew. That's how I knew. I was like, I'm making jokes immediately. Mm-hmm. And you can use that or not because it's like really heavy. But truly, like, to then just get in that mode of writing just for me for a while, just to process through emotion and what I thought was funny, and then just being such a fan of stand-up, such a fan of comedy. Physical humor is huge. I always, try and do a little bit of it on stage. It makes me feel like, I'm actually myself there. So,
Yeah. I would say just from me being a fan of you and seeing the things you've done, both in video, on stage, camera, just different things that I've seen you done on social media. I really definitely see the physical pieces of you come out, because you give like a stiff version of you and then you bring it out, and it's just like, then you bring it back and people, so I love that you mentioned that you bring a little bit of like physicality to it, and that's like your Robin Williams inspiration, I would say.
For sure.
Personally.
For sure.
So no, that's really cool. And I think I got to say this just because we're both from Youngstown, so I got to bring it up. So if you're from Youngstown and you're watching this video, I need you to comment below.
I'm so sorry.
Anything
I'm so sorry.
for we can help you, we can't, but we can pretend, and we can at least have it, there. You're in Youngstown, you're not safe. We know.
You should leave.
You should leave immediately.
You should get out.
If you can get on YouTube, you could leave.
Yeah. If you walk out to your car and the tires aren't slashed, that's a sign to leave Youngstown, Ohio.
Yeah, actually, even if they are slashed, that's a sign to leave too. I don't know who she is, but you deserve better than that. Maybe they don't. I don't know. But no, as a person who's seen you do your thing on stage, it's cool to hear you say how you got the influence of like when you were younger and having your friends, and more important, big sister. Like making older siblings laugh. I'm the older sibling, but I had older cousins that were like that. To have them laugh, I'm like, yo, I'm in control of them.
Yes. Yeah. No, and it was so fun because I was making fun of teachers that we all had. So we went to a very small Catholic school in Youngstown, Ohio, which is a humble brag. And it was really this idea of like, I'm going to make fun of the music teacher.
Right.
And we all know her, and I would switch my voice up and do all the physical stuff and then do it way over the top. And also had very funny friends, which was helpful. And just all of that. Yeah, big theater nerd. Did all the plays in high school. She didn't play sports. Come on.
Word. That's fair. I respect it. I played all the sports. I should have done theater. I don't know.
Knew early on.
You're like, I'm going to be on stage and I'm going to make this happen.
I don't really like things coming at me at all, actually. I'm good.
Fair. So all that being said, tell me about your first time on stage, whether it's, you doing an open mic or your first paid gig. Like, tell me about that.
Okay. Well, my first open mic, I was so excited. It was at Adela's on Oak, which doesn't have a mic anymore. And I knew 0 people. Like, didn't know anyone, but brought 7 friends with me to the mic. Yeah.
Genius.
Yeah, it was so fun. And it was really my first experience seeing that an open mic is a wild place to be. And I had my whole set ready to go. I knew that I wanted to include physical humor. I just sort of leaned in, and I don't think I knew at the time that I should have been nervous or that what I was doing was like kind of intense or you know what I mean? I like pretended to be sitting in a desk at school, like looking around, and I was like, I'm just doing this, you know, like here I am. I don't know anyone here. But then later on found out that it was Hannah Rome's hosting it for someone else. Met a bunch of people there. And then my next mic, which was supposed to be my first mic, was a Rough Drafts mic at $2 radio.
Okay.
And that's the first time I ever did musical comedy. So it was fun to be like, okay, I'm going to, and that was just like a week or 2 later. And then that was it. I was hooked. I was like, I'm going to do this forever, always, you know, in some way. Yeah.
And I'm happy you brought that up because I was like, is she going to bring it up first or am I when it comes to your musical comedy? Because it's there and it's good and it's funny and people appreciate it. And so, so that's funny that you brought both of those up and they work so like, your musical comedy and your just regular stand-up comedy, I think they both work very well because it's just you.
Yeah.
Like nothing is really different except you're singing and having a conversation with us.
Yeah.
So I think that's dope.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. I think this is something that, I mean, you haven't seen yet that me and Brandon have noticed. There are so many spots that were open mics that are no longer open mic spots now. Like whether they're just not doing it anymore because we're not doing open mics or they're just the bar that shut down.
Yeah.
And that's a shame. I think, like you mentioned, both of those spots are no longer doing open mics, right?
Rough Drafts still is.
Yes,
but it's just, it's once a month.
Right,
so,
which is totally different. And I think, like, I feel like people have mentioned Surly Girl and just so many different spots that are not anymore. And I'm like, that's such a shame. And so that's something that we're trying to, like, bring back and have more, like, we do things here at Rehab Tavern. Right, so we have some shows that pop up here. Right, here we are at the Rehab Tavern.
I'd come back.
It's a great time.
Yeah, this is great. Little stage and the tables and a bar.
Yeah, I'm into it. And it's one of those spaces that feels really good for stand-up.
Yes.
Right? And I don't even want to just say stand-up because, could we pull a whole improv troupe up here? Probably not. But we could get a couple of improv things happening. So just building more and more on comedy. And I think that you're a person that loves to build a community of comedy in your way. Yeah. Like tell us about one of your shows that you have going on that everybody needs to watch.
Everybody needs to come to Honest Friend Brewing, and it's January 15th. It's my first comedy show, Tattoos and Tarot, which is a combined stand-up comedy and tarot readings in between each comic. I've always had them hosted by Hashtag, and so this is my first little adventure into a new space, which I'm excited about.
Yeah.
Henry Allen is headlining, Jesse Sisson, and then Bridget Mendy are also just going to... It's just going to be the best night. I'm so excited about it. They have... beers that they've crafted and named after tarot things, before we even like had a thing going. So I'm cool. So excited. But my thing with Tattoos and Tarot is like, how can we lighten up everything?
Yes.
How can it not be serious? How can we just play and be silly, but also maybe it gets a little weird?
Yep.
And here's some stand-up to break the ice. And it's just like, it really is such a fun time.
Right.
I love it. And I feel like it gets to be a production more so than just like I love stand-up shows. Please have me on your stand-up shows. Right. I love doing stand-up. But yeah, it's just a little something different. It's like a different experience with stand-up.
Yeah, and I think as a person who's been to a bunch of stand-up, and you yourself obviously have been to a bunch, but then both of us having produced some shows in some way, shape, or form, how do you get people there? And what you're doing is one way to get people there.
That's true.
It's different. It's like, oh, yes, this is stand-up, but it's also... tarot? How does that work? And then they want to see and they're curious. Yes. So I think that's something that you're doing well. And that's something we got to do in Columbus in general is just how do we get people into the cold and then into the different spaces that we have. Yes. It's cold right now, y'all. I hope you're watching this when it's warm. I really do.
There's still snow on my boot. right now.
Oh, there is.
As you know, it's just Ohio.
It's just holding on, and it's warm in here.
Holding on. it's like she'll be back.
It's like we got you. You're not slick.
We'll return to where we once came.
So one of the final questions I always love to ask comics that have established themselves in their own kind of way is, what would you tell either a new comic or somebody who's like, I'm interested, but I don't know how to get started, or just they had the thought of the earlier Robin Williams vibes that you had?
Are you willing to be unemployed? No, that's like a sickness. This is a sickness. Stand-up is a sickness.
It is.
I love it. And I feel like stand-up, when it's going well, is a drug, and when it's going poorly is a drug. When you have when you feel like you have a good set versus when you feel like you don't, you're like, just on the next one. It's like it's the same drive.
Yeah.
And I think that to sort of continue, if you want to do it, I think you should be honest with yourself about why, and then trust your taste and have fun.
Yes.
That it is this idea that, like, I'm proud of the me that was like all in on my first mic.
Yeah.
And then saw myself be like, oh, well, maybe I should do it like this. And now I'm back to that. Like, I don't care. I'm just going to show up, and my body's going to be big, and I'm going to say stuff that is just going to fly out of my mouth.
Yep.
And I don't know. I love it. It is fun. It is also, I think, very challenging for your brain. My brain, in terms of what you're thinking on stage while you're doing it. Are you taking it seriously? Yep. Not every story is a joke, like that kind of stuff.
Yes.
Like, what do you like? Okay, well, how do you do you and what you like at the same time on stage?
Yeah. No, that's great. I think that's sound advice, especially like how you had mentioned your first time you were like, I'm just gonna do my thing, and then you got self-conscious a little bit, and then you're back to that, because I think people forget to be themselves on stage, and they want to emulate something, whether it's a comic, whether it's a style, whether it's a joke. I think it's really important that people figure out how to be themselves, and maybe you do that like let me try it this way. And that shit didn't work. And then, you come back to things. So I love you sharing that thought process, because it makes sense.
Yeah.
And I don't even think I would want you up here if I didn't see you as you.
Oh,
I'd
thank
be like,
you.
I need her to do her.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
That's just the Youngstown in us.
It is. Runs deep.
Runs so deep. The very last thing that I want to ask you, how do people find you on social media, websites, whatever?
Yes. You can follow Tattoos and Tarot. Just Tattoos and Tarot on Instagram. And then sort of my personal account is Allison McBane, but that's where I'll promote shows and stuff like that. But you can see me. I'll be around.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And thank you so much for giving us some time. And this is also a mom, by the way.
I am a mother.
I don't know if y'all knew, but a proud mom.
Yes.
So I love to give moms their props. Dads, I don't know. How many dads we had on the show?
Nobody
care.
cares.
Sorry, guys. I love y'all, but I don't know.
Why weren't you home helping? Dads who come onto the show. Anyway.
The dads are the ones that ran off to do their comedy career.
Damn.
Yeah.
I mean, what Brandon said, I'm going to move on so I don't get beat up. But no, thank you so much for being on.
Thank you for
I appreciate
having me.
it. Brandon appreciates it.
Yay, thank you, Brandon.
Yes, for sure. And then the last thing I got to say, just because I got to give props, Rehab Tavern, thank you so much for hosting and loving us enough to have us do our thing here. If you haven't been, you definitely should come. It's a good time. There's going to be more comedy shows, but you can also come on a Tuesday afternoon and get a drink. Just not while we're shooting, please.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Yes.
we won't let you in.
No, we're cleaning right now. Things are happening. Shout out to the cleaning crew taking care of business. But yes, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for listening, and thanks for being on.
Thanks, Ira.
Quick and
Appreciate
easy.
it. Yeah. Yay.
Woo!
Woo.
We love this. This right here.
So
love
fun.
that. What? just sliding in. You want to do another picture?
Yeah.